I'm here with Jon Collins from Australia's fastest cars, the Formula 3. Jon, this is your first year in the series. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, first year in the series. I've only done 3 rounds in the series, but so far it's been great. RTEC has been awesome to give me a drive, and yeah, just loving every minute of it. They're absolutely unbelievable cars to drive, and yeah, loving every minute of it.
What made you want to get into the Formula 3?
Well, the fact that they are Australia's fastest cars, they're quicker than a V8 supercar, so a little bit of bragging rights there. And they're actually a real race car as well, so from that point of view, and also for someone who, for example, wants to make a step to Europe, they're a great car to get a good grounding in and look towards the future in.
How do you think you'll go this weekend?
I think I'll go pretty well. It's a track that I love. I've been here before, so it's just getting adjusted to how quick these cars are around here. And yeah, so I'm feeling positive about it and looking forward to every session on track.
Jon Collins, one of the new faces in Formula 3 in season 2012. Marshall, you can see the flex of the wings there down through turn 3, that full aero part of the racetrack. Here's Jake Foraker and Jon Collins. Jon's mum Sue running in the Radical Australia Cup this same weekend. She's had a really challenging year in the Radicals, but Jon enjoying his time in Formula 3, and he's just building up to try and get a full campaign in season 2013. They're like so many other young drivers trying to find the budget to get in the car, but this is a really good experience for him now. Slick tyres on, chasing down the Miguel in front of him.
I spoke to Jon just a week leading up to this weekend, and he was just so pumped up for this race. I mean, he knows just how special it is to drive a Formula 3 car around Phillip Island, and he's progressing really well, so let's hope he can do a full championship next year, because I think he can give it a good crack.
So he's not quite in the toe of that 2007 spec Miguel M07 just in front, that Jake Foraker is doing a really good job in. The 04 Dallara a little bit quicker in a straight line. You can see the rear wing bar, they've got it laid right back, so minimal downforce, minimal drag, so they can get as much straight line speed as they possibly can out of these cars.
Yeah, right now for Jon, he's in a bit of a seesaw battle where he gets a slipstream down the straights, but in the fast corners, he actually loses the aero on the front downforce. So that's why you see seesawing. And has a look down the inside of Honda, doesn't quite pull it off, but he's making lots of pressure on all the right moves.
So he's just got to keep himself behind. You've got to think that a good run out of MG this time by, if he can lock himself onto that rear wing through turn 12 and out onto Gardner Straight and tow himself up behind on the run down towards turn 1. That's generally where we see much of the overtaking happen in the F3 Australian Drivers' Championship. Here at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit, though, a good run over Lukey Heights is important. That corner almost flat in one of these cars. In normal conditions on new tyres, it is just about flat, the drivers tell me, and that must be a pretty wild experience.
It is, and so good to see the Miguels in this championship. They've won races over in Europe and in the British Formula 3. They have been into the higher ranks of motorsport, but to see other cars other than Dallara on the entry grid is really good. Here comes Jon Collins, does exactly as you said, Richard, pulls out the slipstream, has to go to the outside of turn 1. This will be tight. And
he's already clear, so Foraker just slots in behind and tries to take advantage of the tow that he's now been offered by the car that's just passed. But Jon gets that car turned into turn 2 nicely and clears Foraker. So good racing. Jon Collins gains some ground and gets a position away from that bright orange Miguel behind.
Really good move from Jon there. So now he's just got to get his head down. And if he can get a couple of car lengths break, the slipstream of the Miguel won't be there to take advantage of. So close to the hairpin. So we can see the seesawing of these two different manufacturers have different strengths around this circuit.
Foraker only one test day up at Winton, completely different racetrack compared to the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit, but only one test day in the Miguel before this weekend, a real baptism of fire, but drove so well, had a brand new set of wets on in that wet race and used them to the max. This is a replay of that move. That's just absolute textbook stuff, isn't it, in open wheel racing?
It is, and Jon just did that, timed it to perfection.